So I want to welcome Melody, and we're going to do a power retrieval today. And so thanks so much for coming. And what do you know about power retrieval, Melody?
Um, what I think I know is when we go through a lot of different things, we can give our power away to other people, or they can kind of take our power through different things like betrayal or abuse, things like that. And so power retrieval, I think, is kind of getting that back, that piece of us back, and taking that back so we have it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Nice explanation. Better than what I was going to do it, but I figured I'd let you do it.
Thanks.
And so we connected on my podcast, Spiritual Psychology, and you said that you've done some of the work from my book.
Yes. Yeah.
What have you done so far from Allies and Demons?
Connected with, I'm trying to remember the terminology now, but one of the first meditations was to find a guide. So I did that one. That was pretty amazing what happened. And my inner child is in my golden
Awesome.
yeah.
You got the golden child.
I
Beautiful.
got my golden child. I think that I tried to do a couple of the others and started, interestingly enough, like falling asleep. I don't know if it was like a dissociative, but it just kept happening to where I was like in it, and then I was like, oh no, fell asleep again.
So there's this preliminary work of connecting with aspects of our own higher self or source, spiritual connection. And then we move into the deeper work, like some of what we're going to do today. Pardon me. And so it's not unusual if we actually maybe need support to do it, that our psyche is just like, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to go to sleep. It's a very gentle, it's like you mentioned that you have a child. It's like when kids are babies, if it's overwhelming, they'll just go to sleep.
Yeah.
If they aren't freaking out. So sleep is preferable to freaking out. So that's very, very common. And so you can kind of trust that process. I wouldn't be discouraged. You might even want to go back and do a little bit deeper connection with the guides work, that first part of the Allies and Demons book. And I'm happy to advise you offline if you want to do more work. I can give you suggestions, and we can kind of just advise you, over email or text or something if you want. So I'll just offer that. So the power retrieval that we'll do today, we're just going to do some a little bit of body relaxation, just really coming present. We're going to call in your guide and your golden child just to kind of get that grounding and support, and maybe even ask for their direction to bring us to a place of higher consciousness. Might be a place in nature that has very clear space, that no one can come without our permission, place in what's called in shamanism non-ordinary reality that we always have access to. And in that clear space, we're going to call in the higher self of the person that you want to do the power exchange or power retrieval with. Everybody has a higher self, and when called in this way, they have to come. And we'll see there's a whole bunch of series of questions. We're going to seek a guide. It might be an element of the place that we're in. It might be the guide that you already connected with, or something new that arrives to actually facilitate the power exchange. So really what you're going to do is just be open and curious and ask any questions and just give me whatever comes up. For you, this is a non-rational way of working, not irrational. It's non-rational. So we have our rational mind, and then we have access to all this non-rational, more body felt, energetic, emotional, spiritual, psychic experience that is a pretty enormous portal. So that's really what we're going to be working with, because that's really where most of our wounding and issues lie. And when we can allow that to become conscious, like we're going to do today, we can work with it in really, really powerful and dynamic ways. It's quite profound. So any questions?
Do I need to have, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be fluid, but do I need to have something in mind specifically? I have probably 3 pretty intense situations and scenarios that have happened in my life that could use power retrieval. Do I need to hone in on one kind of before we start? Okay.
Yes. So are the situations with different people?
3 different people. Yeah.
Okay. So we want to do one person at a time.
Yes. Okay.
That's, except in rare circumstances, the best way to do it. So do you want help deciding which one?
I was gonna go with the most recent one,
I
but
would go with the most intense one.
most intense one.
Yeah, I would go with the one where you feel like you lost the most power, or where it's the most intense dynamic, regardless of when it happened.
I have a mother and a first husband and a second husband. So they're
Those
all
are the 3 big ones. I had all those too, 2 husbands and a mother. Yep, I know
yeah.
that. Done power exchanges with every one of them too. So I would just kind of ask, so you know what, let's take a minute right now, just kind of come into your body. Just really notice your body on the chair, and just gonna kind of open your inner senses and awareness, right? Stretch, roll your shoulders, slacken your jaw, just really come into your body. And maybe take a moment and call in that guide and the golden child that we were mentioning earlier into present time, and notice how you sense or feel or imagine them in relation to you in the room. Would they be beside you or behind you, in front of you, within you? And let me know when you can sense or feel or imagine those connections.
Yeah, I have one on each side of me actually.
And how does that feel in your body to be connected in this way?
Strong, like in a settled way.
Nice. And so just kind of holding the idea of these 3 different circumstances or relationships, just kind of maybe even holding them in front of you, and with this kind of configuration of grounding and strength. And just notice if one of them kind of lights up or rises up, or just feels, which one would be the best to start with just for today.
I wasn't expecting that.
That's unusual in this work.
Yeah. The one that kind of jumped forward was my first husband.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's what, so we're going to trust. There is often, kind of an optimal order of operations. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but this is part of this work in this way, is actually to develop that more intuitive, body-centered wisdom that we all have of what might be, kind of the best order. So we're going to go, you don't have to name him, but if you want to give me a name or what we want to call him, we could just call him first husband.
We can, I don't mind if we name him. His name was Randy.
Okay. So we're going to name Randy. Okay. So come back into that place where you just were with your guide and your golden or authentic self. And we're going to sense or feel or imagine a path or a stairway before you. And your guides can help with this if needed. And it might lead up or it might lead down. And this path or stairway is going to lead to a safe and even sacred place outside of ordinary reality, a place of high consciousness and wisdom that has only your highest good in mind, where we can do a power retrieval and exchange with Randy. It might be a place you've been before, or it might be someplace new. And what's that path or stairway made of?
So it's a pretty it's almost like a train tunnel with like tracks like that, but not metal, just gravel going straight through this tunnel.
Okay. So we're going to follow that train tunnel and you're going to bring your guides with you. Knowing it's safe to do this. And we're looking for some kind of a transition. It may just be the exit of the tunnel, or we may need to follow it a little further. Looking to come to a fully developed environment or ecosystem where we can clearly and cleanly do a power retrieval and exchange with Randy.
Okay.
And what's happening?
There's a little opening on the left, and I saw sunlight coming through, and I came into with my peeps a big open meadow. There's like a waterfall, and it's just like a big open field, kind of tropical, kind of jungly.
Okay. And how does it feel to be there in this open tropically meadow with a waterfall?
Really peaceful, and really safe.
Nice. So just take a moment and really feel that peace and safety in your body. And how is it to feel safe and peaceful in this place?
I wanted to just kind of sit on the ground. Like there's that feeling of settling in.
So feel free to do that here. So you can ask them where would be a good place to sit on the ground. And that may be the place to do the power retrieval. Ask them where would be a good place to get settled in this environment. And just let them show you or follow your own instinct and intuition, whatever you feel drawn to. Maybe near the waterfall, just maybe in the sun, in the meadow, maybe near a tree, someplace else. And where would you settle in this place, Melody?
We're just on a big pad of soft grass, kind of all together. My guide pointed out a spot.
Okay. And so we want to ask your guide if they are able to facilitate the power retrieval and exchange, or is there an element or other guide in this place to do that? And what happens when we ask that question?
My guide pointed to my golden child has a tiger always near her. And so she pointed to the tiger and said that's who can help do this with me.
Okay. And what are the attributes of tiger?
Protective, fierce. I got this there's not a word for it, but when I looked over, I got this sense of like protective, but not in a way that's like crazy. Just like, I've got you. Like whatever word there is for like, I've got this, like a confidence is what I feel. Yeah.
And how is it to feel that in your body?
It feels great. Feels like I can also like I keep seeing the tiger like coming in front of me, like between me and whatever coming, and that feels really like just protected. I feel like someone's got my back.
Beautiful. So that was going to be my next question, is to ask the guides, is there any kind of an energetic or physical configuration that they want to create in this space that's optimal for this power retrieval and exchange with Randy? So tiger may stay in front of you. They may move someplace else. Notice where the golden child and your other guide are.
Yeah, so tiger is in front of me, kind of like back and forth like this. My guide she's tall and she's like right behind me, like kind of just guarding the back space. And my golden child is actually sitting like directly between me and the guide, just kind of like sitting like a tiny little Buddha.
And you are sitting on this pad of grass?
Yeah.
And are you in the sun or the shade?
You were in the sun.
Okay. And where's the waterfall in relation to you?
On the left.
Okay. So I want you to just really feel the support of the earth. The sun, some would say, is the fire of our own spirit. The clean air of this place moving in and out of your body every moment with your breath. And the flowing water that runs through our own body. That you are a child of nature, and this is an aspect of your true home. That all of the elements of this place exist within you, whether you're aware of it or not. And you are safe, connected, supported, and protected. And how does it feel in your body to consider this?
It felt tender, like really connected, and then just kind of like a tenderness came up and some tears, and then my nose got tickly.
It's very healthy to know when to open and be vulnerable and receive.
Yeah.
And so let me know when you're ready, Melody. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we want to call in Randy's highest self. Everyone has a highest or higher self, whether they're connected with it in this human form or not. And when called in this way, it has to come. And it may look like Randy in some form, or it might not. So let me know when you can sense or feel or imagine Randy's higher self. And what is his form?
It's little like almost like a ghost, like a little translucent
Mhm.
and shadowy. But it looks like him.
Okay. And does Randy's higher self know why they are here?
Yes.
And is there anything that wants to be done or communicated between you, your guides, and Randy's higher self before we begin the power retrieval and exchange?
It's funny, like I don't really know how to explain what just happened, but it's almost like something got jammed, like in the process, like something in a cog. I don't understand what, like, how to explain that, but like even the whole scene kind of went like that.
So bring your awareness back to Tiger and ask if there's anything that wants to be done or communicated to move forward.
Mm,
Okay.
no.
And how does it feel in your body? Just again, bringing your awareness to this place.
Yeah. I feel smaller. I feel like I bringing my awareness to Tiger was helpful because I could tap into that safety again, but my like self shrank like a lot. So I feel scared. I feel yeah, small and scared.
And is there anything familiar about feeling small and scared in your relationship with Randy?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So that's congruous with history.
Yes, very
Okay.
much so.
Okay. So we want to ask Tiger to facilitate a power retrieval from Randy's higher self. And is Randy's higher self aware that they have taken on, knowingly or unknowingly, energy or life force or personal power that actually belongs to you? Are they aware of that?
Yes.
Is there anything they want to do or communicate about that power that they took on, knowingly or unknowingly, that actually belongs to you? They might not.
I'm not hearing anything. Yeah.
Okay. So we want to ask Tiger to facilitate, to gather back that power that was given or taken knowingly or unknowingly to Randy. And that power wants to be returned to you, that belongs to you, for you to work with or be nourished and replenished by, and anything else can be drained away that's no longer useful. We may have a sense of what the energy or power is. It might have a form, or it might be transferred in some other way. So just notice, what does Tiger do and what's happening with Randy's higher self and your own life energy? How is it extracted from him and how is it returned to you?
So there is a little bit of an exchange happening from his end now. and that energy is like not coming back easily.
Okay.
I'm hearing his higher self say, like, you know that you deserved this, for me to take this.
And what is it that you know that you deserve?
Um, his physical abuse, him abusing me.
And he believes that you deserved his abuse?
Yes.
Okay. When you were being abused, did you believe that you deserved that abuse?
Maybe parts of me did. Yeah.
Okay. So some of what may be coming back to you
Mm-hmm.
is your own belief, an underdeveloped belief that you may have deserved that abuse.
Mm.
And so is there anything Tiger or the guides want to do with that dysfunctional belief?
There's sort of like, I think, just like feeling physically, there's like something reaching in and like taking something out of my gut, like pulling that out,
Okay.
like something that's gross and kind of like poisonous in there.
Okay. And is it on the right or the left or the center?
From the right.
And when that is pulled out, I wonder if would be helpful for it to kind of take a form so that we can get a sense of what it is, just allowing them to extract that.
Yeah, it's like a tarry black, like sticky. I don't, it's not really solid. It's sort of like like an amoeba kind of like thing.
Okay. And if that amoeba could personify itself with limbs and a head and face, it's safe to do this in this place. Just staying connected with your guides. Allowing all of that tarry, sticky black energy to be extracted and take a form. Again, with limbs and a head and face. What size would it be, Melody?
It's it's a good like 6 feet tall, around something like that. And still the same kind of black tarry formlessness, but it's like screaming at me, like trying to scare me. But it's here now.
And what does it want?
To punish me.
How does it punish you?
By sticking me to people that hurt me.
Mm-hmm. And what does it get out of punishing you or sticking you to people that hurt you? Doesn't have to make any sense.
Yeah, it's like it's that message that that's what I deserve. So there's almost some sort of sense of like justice because I am bad and deserve that. So it's like karma or something. Like, yeah.
And what does this black tarry form feed on?
my suffering.
Mm.
My pain
Mhm.
and fear.
And
And loneliness.
Mhm. And what is this Kari punishing figure? What is its deepest, most vulnerable and authentic need? It's feeding on suffering, but what does it really need?
Love.
And if it received the love that it most deeply needs, how would it feel?
Can kind of see all of that shit melting off of it. Yeah.
All right, Melody, we're going to hold that for a second. You're doing great work. I wonder if you can sense or feel or imagine, and your guides can help with this if needed, the very first time you felt this particular sticky, tarry, punishing energy in your life. More like a body memory. Okay. How old?
Yeah.
How old?
9.
Okay.
Maybe earlier, but the
9's what comes.
racing back was 9.
Okay. So if you can sense or feel or imagine that 9-year-old girl, she had a setting. Where is she?
In the shower.
And how's she feeling?
Shame. Ashamed, and there's something bad inside of her, wrong with her. Scared.
Mm-hmm. And so I wonder, Melody, if you can sense or imagine or feel bringing this magnificent guide, tiger. Golden child can come if they choose. Bringing them with you, and I'm going to come to, we're going to step across historic and psychological time into the shower scene with this 9-year-old girl. And we're going to make ourselves known to her. And we want to tell her that she doesn't need to be alone anymore. That we have come from present time to help her. And we want to bring her out of this place of fear and shame and suffering and into present time, where she can be loved and cared for in the way she's always needed. How is it for her to hear that?
She's just kind of like, what? Her jaw's like open.
Mm-hmm. Does she know who you are?
Yeah. She's worried that we don't really know who she is. It's like very, very deep that
Right.
she thinks that if people really knew her, that they wouldn't want to be with her. So that there's that kind of like, it's great that you guys are here, but like,
Mm-hmm.
can't really let you know me, is her kind of like, ugh, like she's kind of like, okay.
How do the guides feel about her?
They want to help.
How do they feel about her?
some compassion, but also some it's like the feeling you get when you don't know how to really help your kid, but you care. It's
Mhm.
like that's the kind of feeling of like longing
Mhm.
for connection, but yeah, it's not super clear to
Mhm.
even feel for them for how.
Mhm. How do you feel about this girl from your best adult self?
Ugh, I feel angry for her. I want to protect her and
Mhm.
take away all the messages that like lodged in there. Like I really feel very protective of her.
How is it for her to feel your protection and anger for her?
Oh,
Mm. Mm.
it hurts. It but in like a good way, in like a that like starving heart kind of way that like then opens up, and that's what it feels like she's been missing that for a really long time, that protectiveness.
Yes. And she needs to know that you really know her. Because she is you. And that she has been fed lies. How is it for her to hear that?
Confusing, but like kind of like she believes that,
Mhm.
but it's kind of confusing, like
Mhm.
how could all of that be lies, because it's
So
a
the
lot.
I want you to look her in the eye, and I want you to tell her the truth will set us free.
She said okay.
Okay. That's all you need to know. Because that is a great truth. So she doesn't need to live in this place of shame and suffering anymore. It happened a long time ago. We want to bring her with us into present time, again, where she can be cared for and loved, where she can grow and evolve and ground herself in truth in the way she's always needed. Is she willing to come with us?
Yeah.
Okay. And where would you bring her, Melody? You may bring her back to the meadow where we were, or she may need to go someplace else for her own healing and evolution, safety, and protection.
She wants to come to the meadow, and I want her to see
Mm-hmm.
this place too.
Okay. And how is it for her to be in the meadow?
Just like a feeling of like wonder, like just like taking it all in, and it's really beautiful. Yeah.
She can do whatever she wants here. She can rest or make herself more comfortable. She can go in the water, interact with any of the elements or creatures here. Anything that happens here is for her own healing and evolution and highest good. What would she like to do here? It's up to her.
Play with all the animals. She wants to know that we'll be there, like, with her when she needs a lot, so she doesn't have to be alone there.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to build a tree house and do a whole bunch of things in that meadow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, she can do whatever she wants here. She is in present time now. She need never go back to that place where we found her ever again. In fact, it doesn't exist anymore. Happened a long time ago. And again, like you, she is a child of nature. Her own body is made of the same minerals and compounds that make up all the physical world of this place. She breathes the air in and out of her cells every moment. And that water is like the same water that flows through her veins and every muscle and system of her body. And as she becomes more aware of this place and the elements in it, I wonder if she can open to the possibility that the spirit of this place and the elementals are aware of her, and perhaps are even glad that she has come.
Yeah.
How is it for her to open to that possibility?
Feels really good. Feels really like she's like, I have a place to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is an aspect of her spiritual home. She is always safe and connected to this place. Is there anything that she wants to release or receive right now? It may not be.
Unfortunately, real life is happening. My son just turned the TV on over there. I can hear it. So I'm trying to stay with this.
Ask your guide to throw a bubble around you.
Okay.
Stay present. Okay.
Okay. What was the question?
Is there anything this girl wants to release or receive in this place?
Well, she said she doesn't like that guy is here.
Right. We're going to deal with him.
Okay.
That's good. She's smart.
Yeah. Um, she just wants to be able to like hear
Mm-hmm.
and feel all of these people and elements and spirits that love her. She just wants to be able, because she couldn't hear that before. So she wants to be able to really interact and hear them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she is welcome to interact, to receive, and to hear, and to feel the connection, the wisdom, the love that is in this place. And again, she can do whatever she wants here. She can build a tree house. She can just lay on the dirt. She can go in the water, whatever she wants to do. She can flit around like a little bumblebee if she wants, from place to place.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any particular creature or element that feels very particularly present or connected with her?
Yeah, there's a couple things happening. There's a rainbow, like a really bright rainbow there with her. And these little, it's weird, like this little like bed, some like thing that's over under a mountainside that's
Okay.
by the waterfall that has all these little fireflies around it, just kind of like holding her little space there for her. And it like when you said she can do anything she wants to do, this little kind of retreat just appeared, and it's very much like this is for her. So it feels like her little space there.
Nice.
It's feels important to say that it's like velvety and like midnight blue. Like that's like what this is made of. Almost like the night sky with stars and fireflies. Yeah.
And so how is it for her to be connected with rainbow energy and to have this little retreat fireflies hold for her under the mountainside, velvety and midnight blue?
She's just like falling into it. Like,
Great.
yeah, she just feels happy.
And so we want to let her know we have a little bit of work to do with that guy. She doesn't have to have anything to do with it. She's totally safe. She can stay in her little retreat, the fireflies, or be with the rainbow, or move around this place. She can be aware of what we're doing if she wants, but she doesn't have to. Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything that she needs before we go on?
She's just said, just please get rid of him. That's
okay.
what she said.
So we're going to bring our awareness back to this black, tarry, punishing energy. And I wonder, Melody, if you can sense or feel or imagine that a nectar or elixir is produced from your body and from the bodies of the guides and perhaps the other elements of this place. A nectar that's the exact quality of love, peace, and presence that this entity most deeply needs. And that this nectar or elixir moves toward it, and he can take it up or take it in. It might pour over or into him. He might drink it or eat it. It might absorb through the outside of his form. And what would the qualities of that nectar or elixir of love and compassion be? And how does he receive it?
Like a honey, golden color.
And how does
Kind
he
of like there's like a figuring out of how to, for him, how to take it in.
It's okay. He can take all the time he needs, and this golden elixir, honey of love and compassion, has its own wisdom to assist in his receiving it. And it's okay for him to receive in this way. There's an unlimited supply of the exact qualities of love and compassion, of melting and clearing that he most deeply needs. And he can receive and receive and receive to his complete satisfaction.
So I'm watching it go from his feet, which were still kind of sitting in and under me.
Mm-hmm.
Watching it go like from his feet up him, like kind of slowly up his legs, and just it's like enveloping
Nice.
his whole self.
Mm-hmm. So we're just going to ground and observe as this nectar or elixir of love and compassion, clearing and presence, flows over in and through him. Again, it's safe for him to receive in this way, physically and mentally, emotionally and spiritually, energetically, sexually, socially, relationally, creatively, familially, professionally, receiving and receiving and receiving. Unlimited supply of the exact qualities of love, compassion, presence, and truth that he most deeply needs. Again, an infinite supply. And what's happening, Melody?
I keep seeing as the honey is getting higher and going over like his face and head area, I keep seeing my father. But it's like it's also me. And there's just this like I can feel this just releasing and like letting go, but it's good that it's an infinite supply because it feels like it like keeps, there's a lot of need for it.
There's a lot of need. Yes, yes. And the guides are connected to infinite resources. And that can flow through us as well. This nectar or elixir just allowing and grounding as it flows in, over, around, and through, bringing love and compassion, quenching the thirst, feeding the hunger, answering the need, infinite supply, presence, truth, compassion, and love, the exact qualities that are most needed. Receiving and receiving and receiving on all levels. In all the time that's needed. To his complete satisfaction. What do you notice, Melody, as he receives in this way?
It started like stretching back in time.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this like connection to that. It's almost like an ancestral, like,
Yep.
This is pouring now.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Through this whole line.
Beautiful. Okay. Open up that line. Have the guide that's behind you. She's grounding that. She knows how to hold that portal open. and allowing this infinite supply of love and compassion, truth, empathy, acceptance, peace, groundedness to flow back through that ancestral line. All time is present time in this work. Healing, restoring, renewing, nourishing, transforming, transmuting, releasing.
Oh, that was weird. I just breathed in and smelled the cologne of my first husband, but that was really weird.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Hmm.
He is benefiting from this nectar as well.
Yeah.
Yes. And just letting it flow wherever it needs to flow. Doesn't need to make any sense. You may get information about ancestors, or you might not. Or just grounding, observing as this nectar of love, truth, compassion, safety, protection, connection, empathy, wisdom flows and flows and flows. To nourish and support, to heal and transform. As much as is needed. Infinite supply. You know what's happening?
That flow was just happening in two directions, because it was going also into my first husband and back through that line. And I was just feeling, it felt good to me too, because I feel very full of that nectar. And so that's what I was feeling, that it, even though it was flowing out, it wasn't taking anything away from me.
No. Just allowing, observing, and the wisdom of this process. And just notice your guides and the wisdom of the nectar. Take all the time you need, Melody. Let me know when that feels complete.
I think it's done.
Okay. And what is the form of the Tari figure now?
It's actually just kind of transformed into my dad and a line behind him.
Mm-hmm. And how is he feeling in this healed and satiated state?
He's got sort of like a soft energy, sort of a really calm.
Mm-hmm.
He's chill.
Is your dad living or is he passed?
He's living.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so is there anything that wants to be done or communicated with this healed and evolved aspect of your father?
He feels grateful. Yeah, and it just it just feels like a mutual like thank you. Yeah. Mm.
And so,
He's sorry.
mm, mm. How is it to feel his sorrow?
That tenderness again, that
Mm.
like I know, but it's good to hear.
It's appropriate to tell the truth and to take responsibility for harms that we have done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think for me, I just telling him that that was hard for me to carry all of that for so long for him.
Mhm. Does he know what you carried for him?
Not really, not fully.
Mhm. Is there anything else you continue? What is your father's given name?
Dominic.
Dominic. Is there anything that you continue to carry for Dominic that Tiger can return to him right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. His sense of unworthiness. There's like
Mm, mm,
there's
mm,
um
mm.
sort of sits like right in the middle of me, like a rod.
Mhm. So have Tiger remove that rod of unworthiness. Everyone is responsible for their own life energy and their own developmental path. And what happens with the rod of unworthiness?
Well, Tiger handed it back to him. He looks a little bit less like he doesn't know what to do with it than I was expecting, but he's holding it.
Okay.
Looking at it.
Mm-hmm. And is there anything that Dominic has taken or that you have given to Dominic knowingly or unknowingly? That's actually a part of your own life energy that wants to be returned to you now.
This is so strange. It's like my inner mother, like the mother that I need from me,
Mm-hmm.
is, and the protective mother.
Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of took that, and I also gave that away to him.
And allowing Tiger to return or restore that back to you now. You might feel a filling sensation or you might not. As your own inner mother, your own protective maternal is returned to you. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relationally, energetically. Receiving back that which belongs to you and releasing that which belongs to Dominic. And take all the time you need, Melody. Let me know when that feels complete. Is there anything else that wants to be done or communicated with Dominic to be complete with this for right now?
No.
Okay. And so he can be dismissed. This is an aspect of his healed self. He may have more access to that than ever before. Let me know when Dominic is out of your awareness.
Yeah. Okay.
And I wonder, and we can ask the guides if one of their energies or energy of one of the elements of this place wants to come and fill the spaces where that black tar energy used to reside, any spaces that were not filled by the inner mother, the space where the rod of unworthiness used to reside. What wants to come and fill that space and pour into your body?
One thing came from this side and one came from this side, and this was water, like the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a tree. Yeah.
So notice where the energy of water and tree enter your body. It might be through the top of your head, your throat, your chest, your belly, your hands, or some other way. And allowing those very pure and powerful elements, life-giving, wise, and transformative. You might again feel a filling sensation as this energy flows all the way down to the soles of your feet and out to the tips of your fingers, up to the crown of your head, filling you, nourishing, restoring all the places where that black tar of unworthiness and that rod of unworthiness the punishing energy connected with shame and the lies of being bad. That space is filled, the wisdom and connection, the life force, the flow, ever-changing nature and power of water, restoring, renewing, life-giving, the wisdom of tree rooted deep in the earth, raising high into the heavens, solidly in Middle Earth, master of all realms, the tree of life, the Axis Mundi. And take all the time you need, Melody. Let me know when that feels complete.
Mm-hmm.
And returning our awareness to the configuration with Randy's higher self and Tiger. And again, we want to ask, is there anything that Randy's higher self that Randy took on from you or that you gave knowingly or unknowingly that wants to be returned to you in this connected and empowered state. Notice what tiger does. You may be aware of the energy or you might not. What's happening?
So, I heard my vulnerability.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
and Tiger took it on sort of like the nape of her neck and brought it and put it into the nape of my neck.
Nice. Mm.
Ooh,
Mm.
like
Mm.
kind of tingling and
Mm.
goosebumps like running down my arms and shoulders.
Nice. Really grounding in mature and conscious vulnerability. Very connected with truth, discernment. And that inner mother. The unconditional love and compassion. Selfless connection. Fearless. Feminine strength. Fluid. Grounded. Open. Deep and wise. Anything else to be retrieved, returned, restored from Randy?
Yeah, there's something in my throat. Feels
Voice.
like my voice.
Your voice. Yes. And how would Tiger return your voice?
By roaring. Oh, wow.
So I want you to open your mouth and breathe in through your mouth. Breathe that roar in through your mouth, into your throat. Receiving back your own voice. The power of your own truth. Yes. Welcoming it home. Grounding the power. Ready to hold it. Mm.
Oh.
Really feel your body on the chair. Ground yourself in that power. It may run all the way down to your root and up to the crown. As it rather snaps back into its authentic place. And take all the time you need, Melody. And bring your awareness to Tiger. Ask if there's anything to help to integrate your voice and vulnerability. In this mature, empowered, protected, and grounded place.
Mm. Well, Tiger is dismissing Randy.
Okay. Let me know when Randy is out of your awareness.
Yeah.
And bring your awareness to the guides and ask if there's anything else to be done or communicated to be complete with this for right now.
There's a thank you for all of us who just did all of that.
What's happening with the golden child?
She's actually still just sitting like really peacefully. A little bit more to the right side of me, behind me now, but she kind of looks satisfied and pleased.
And what's happening with the girl in the velvety blue place?
She's resting.
And again, we want to assure her she need never go back to that place where we found her ever again, that it doesn't exist anymore. That this is an aspect of her true home. Does she want to stay in this place to rest and heal, or does she want to come and be with you in your life today? Either is fine, and you'll have connection with her either way, and you will both be connected with this place and the elements in it either way.
I think she mostly wants to stay here.
Okay. And so we can know that she will continue to heal and inform and transform you on all levels from this deep connection in this safe, powerful place. As you grow in the skills and abilities to love and care for her in the way she's always needed. Is there anything that wants to be done or communicated between you before we return?
I just gave her a little stone that I have. It's amber. No, it's carnelian. Yeah. And it's a heart. It's shaped like a heart. So we just sort of gave her that and we exchanged that.
Nice. And so when you're ready, Melody, returning back through that tunnel that brought us here. And you might want to say any final thank yous to this place, to the elements in it, to your guides, and bringing all of this back with you, physically and mentally, emotionally and spiritually, energetically, sexually, socially, familially, creatively, professionally. Every area, every layer, every aspect of your life to be informed and transformed by the exchange, the release, the ancestral healing, and the receiving back of your own authentic life energy, your voice, your vulnerability, your healthy inner mother, grounding in truth, in love, in the mystery of flow and transformation. So take all the time you need to bring all this back, remembering everything. And as you come back, you might want to stretch a bit. Take all the time you need. Gently open your eyes when you're ready. And again, I wonder if you can sense or feel or imagine calling your guides into the room with you right now. The guide behind you, calling in tiger, tree, the element of water. And where are they in relation to you?
So my guide is still very much behind me, sort of like part of me, like right behind me. Tiger's in front of me, but now instead of walking, she's just sitting, like pretty tall. And I can feel tree and water sort of everywhere, like inside and outside.
And I wonder if you can sense or feel or imagine calling that 9-year-old girl into this space right now. And where would she be in relation to you?
Sitting with me.
And how does she feel to be here?
Really grateful, really happy. She likes it here.
And show her your life today. Show her where you live. Show her your son. People you spend time with, things you do. Show her that you're talking to me right now. Spending time and energy on your own healing and growth. What does she think about your life today?
She thinks it's pretty cool. She thinks I need to clean the house.
Well,
I do.
Maybe she can help you do that.
Yeah.
So, Melody, I want you to notice how easily and naturally you made those connections. I mentioned it, and they were there. And that grounding, that connection, that power, that wisdom is always available to you. All you need to do is just come present, bring your awareness to it. It's a source and a resource that's always available if you choose to use it. Thank you so much for sharing your process. Really powerful.
Thank you so much too.
It's a privilege. I took copious notes, but so I'll be happy to send those to you if you want them. But you might you might want to journal a little bit. And feel free to reach out. Let me know how you're doing.
Okay.
Drink a lot of water. Get some rest.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
Do that.
Thank you.
Blessings on your path.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
Too.